To day 40 of the Unshakable Transmission series, where I guide you on a topic to be unshakable in who you are. Today, I'm super excited for this topic. It's near and dear to my heart. I'm going to be speaking about the wisdom of your body and how stored emotions create anxiety, disconnection, unease, and how to rewire the mind-body connection. Hello, Danny. So good to see you. So feel free to share any comments or questions that come up. This is going to be a really, really powerful episode and what I wish I knew years ago. So I want to start with a story. About 4 or 5 years ago, one day randomly in sunny San Diego, I woke up with nerve pain. I couldn't even open a water bottle. It was my fingers to my elbows. And I went to the doctors and I was in panic because all of a sudden one day I had good health. The next day I woke up in nerve pain. Hi, Amelia. We're talking about the wisdom of your body. And so in sunny San Diego, I woke up with nerve pain, couldn't open a water bottle, couldn't do anything except lay in bed, couldn't use my phone. And so I went to the doctor, and long story short, the doctor told me that I needed to get surgery. And there was only 2 options. Either 1, get surgery, or 2, I'm going to have this forever. And in that moment, I've always been someone with strong beliefs, strong conviction. And in that moment, I thought, how is someone else going to tell me what's possible for my own body? That doesn't even make any sense at all. If this is hitting, just send any emojis in the chat. And so something inside of me was like, I don't need surgery. And this is not physical. This is energetic. This is emotional. This is patterns, trauma that needs to be released. And so I went on a journey to heal my own body through nervous system work, somatic, and decoding the language of the body. And you guys, you have to understand that I come from a background that is business, that is corporate, that is cerebral, that is just in the mind. This whole world of energy and somatics and all of that was never who I was. You know, for a long time, I thought it was silly. I thought it was fake. And so anyways, I went on this long journey because I'm like, I don't want to get surgery. And I literally cannot open a water bottle. Like, I could not do anything. I almost had to take a leave of absence from work, and like my career was my life. And so I went on a journey to heal my body, like I said, through nervous system, energy, somatic, like all of the modalities that I teach now. And I'm going to walk you through today in this episode how to understand the wisdom of your body so you can stop feeling, not great, experiencing the high highs, low lows, and stop banging your head against a wall or doing like mindset work. For a long, long time, I did mindset work, and that never worked. So I'm going to guide you through it. I would have killed to have all this information a long time ago, so I'm giving it to you. So like I mentioned, I woke up with nerve pain, and in that moment I was like, oh my gosh, like something's wrong. My body's screaming, but I didn't understand the language that it was speaking. Your body always speaks to you through sensations, right? And the nerve pain that I experienced wasn't just a coincidence or random. It was my body speaking to me, my body finally wanting to release all of the patterns, all the fear, all the trauma, all the years of bracing, of controlling. And so once I did the energy work and released the emotion behind the pain, the nerve pain left. I didn't need surgery. I just needed capacity inside my nervous system. I just needed truth. I needed to get in connection with my body rather than be apart from it. And in the Western modern world, the mind and body are disconnected. And so people wonder why they have addictions. People wonder why they have weight gain. People wonder why they have autoimmune, all of this. It's literally built up energy in your body that is suppressed. And when energy is suppressed, it tightens. And that's why you feel tension in your body. And then it blocks the flow of energy. And so once I did all this work on myself, the nerve pain released. It took maybe 8 months. Now I guide clients like in one single session. I can help them release the energetic patterns inside of their nervous system. One of my gifts as a psychic, as an intuitive, is knowing what's inside your nervous system, what's blocking you, and what emotion it's tied to, as well as organ, as well as memory. So let's get into this. I love this stuff so much because it's changed my life. So the wisdom of the body, like how it actually works. So everyone has a mind and body connection. For many, many people, it's disparate. It's like contradicting itself. The mind is like, oh, hello, Katie. The mind is saying, oh, I'm not safe. And then it triggers in the body, you're not safe. And it creates a disconnection. You need your mind and body in harmony. And so how the wisdom of the body works is that your body stores memories, not just emotions, okay? But also you need to understand that emotions are nothing more than energy in motion. So when you don't allow yourself to feel the energy, you suppress it, and then it stays stuck in your body. And then that's tied to a memory from when you were younger. And then every time you're out in real life today, that triggers something inside of you, the energy wants to come up. And then that energy is tied to a memory, which is tied to a belief, which is tied to an organ. It's a whole connection, you guys. I freaking love this shit so much. So we're going to jump into all of this. But for example, when you're, well, actually, I'm going to give an example right now because this is what I feel in the collective. When you have tension right here, I feel so much tension right here, the group that is here. It's not just pressure. It's an old memory saying you're not supported, you're not loved, you're not safe. So you created an energetic pattern inside your nervous system where when you don't feel safe, loved, or supported, you have tension right here. You hold all of it. It's like, and then you're like, all off balance because there's constriction in your freaking shoulders, okay? And so when that happens, then your mind looks for evidence to match that sensation. You're always scanning, right? And so this is why you can't affirm your way out of something that your body doesn't yet believe. If your body doesn't believe you're loved, if your body doesn't believe you're safe, if your body doesn't believe you're supported, you can chant affirmations, you can go hang out with your friends, you can go out to party, you can go do all these things, but nothing's going to shift at all. Trust me, I spent years banging my head against a wall. So if this is hitting for any of you, I'm going to dive deeper into this. But if this is hitting for any of you, reach out. I have some spots open to guide you on energetic attunement and nervous system recalibration. But in order to decode the body, let's break down like a few different common areas that I see a lot of my clients that are like very successful, high achievers, experience these common things. So for example, what I see a lot is tightness in the chest. So when you're experiencing tightness in the chest, the organ that it's tied to is the heart and lungs. And the emotion that's typically present there is grief, deep, deep grief. I'm not just talking about cute sadness. I'm talking about earth-shattering grief. And that's typically tied to abandonment, heartbreak, fear of being seen. And so what it means, when your body is sharing with you this sensation, it means I'm not safe to open up. And so with each of the areas in your body, they're tied to an organ, tied to an emotion, and there's like a belief there. Everyone has different beliefs, but there's common themes I see amongst my clients. And so for you, when you are experiencing sensations anywhere in your body, and I'm going to go through each of the main areas, you need to ask yourself, what is this sensation trying to tell me? For many people, they have just accepted it as truth. So when you feel this pressure, you're like, I'm not supported. And you just accept it as truth rather than diving deeper into it to actually learn and understand. Because your mind, I'm just turning off my notifications. Your mind, like if you have tightness in your shoulders, right here, there's a lot of pressure I see. Like your mind automatically goes to, you're not safe, you're not loved, there's danger, and your mind jumps in and tries to make sense of it and then says, maybe I'm not lovable, maybe I'm doing something wrong, maybe I shouldn't trust people, maybe, I'm not supported. And so this is why you can't mindset your way out of that. What really is going to shift the pattern is going through it into the energy to allow the energy to dissolve rather than contract. When it's contracted, it's not expanding. And when it's not expanding, it's not dissolving. And so the mind and body are in a feedback loop. But the body is always speaking first. And what happens for 99% of people is they're disconnected from their body. They have created patterns of disassociation because they never felt safe in their body. And so what you need to do is rewire the mind and body. This is the work that I'm an expert in. But let's get into more of decoding the body. So I spoke about the chest, right? The next is the solar plexus or upper belly. It's like right here. And so the organ attached here is the stomach, the pancreas, the diaphragm. And so in acupuncture type practices, they connect you with, they kind of heal the organ like the stomach or the pancreas. But for what I'm speaking about today, let's talk about the emotion tied to the solar plexus and upper belly. So the emotion is shame, is pressure, is performance, hyper independence. This is what I see a lot with my clients. So if you have a lot of sensations in your solar plexus, your upper belly, chances are the emotion there is shame. And the pattern I see with a lot of my clients is overthinking, controlling, perfectionism is a big one that I see. So really ask yourself and connect with yourself, like, how is this coming up for you? And if you want help to rewire this, just send me a DM. The next thing I want to talk about is the lower belly. So the lower belly right here, this is the sacral area. The emotion tied to it is abandonment and unmet needs. Majority of people have abandonment wounds. It's not just, for some people. There could have been a moment in your life where you felt abandoned. It could have been very small, like your parents went to the car without you. Like it doesn't need to be this whole big thing, right? People have catastrophized like abandonment wounds, and maybe people seem like they're crazy and this and that, but everyone has it. And so in the lower belly, that's what comes up. So when you're experiencing sensations there, ask yourself, what memory is tied here? And if you want help decoding the memory, I can do that. I have like psychic intuitive abilities. And then the pattern within that lower belly is coping mechanisms like emotional eating, overworking, clinging to different things. So that's really what I see that comes up with my clients. The next thing we kind of talked about in the beginning was shoulders. So right here, I feel in this collective right now, there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of gripping. And so the organ tied here is the heart and throat meridians. And the emotion there is responsibility, burden, holding everything together. This is what I see the biggest in a lot of my clients. And the pattern is people who never ask for help. So if that's you, you're being called out right now. And so you're continuing to wear this identity of the perfect one, the one who holds it all together. You don't ask anyone for help. And then it just continues stacking. And this right here, the shoulders, is tied to the heart and throat meridians. And so when you continuously hold everything, like so much tension, you block your heart off. You block your ability to express through your throat. The next thing I want to talk about, I see with a lot of people, is the lower back. So the lower back is tied to the organ, the kidneys and the adrenals. And the emotion here, what I have seen for people is fear with money, stability, so not feeling like stable, and fear of support, so not feeling like you have support. And the pattern that I see a lot, if you're experiencing lower back pain, scarcity, living in survival, and then being in your masculine majority of the time. And when I say being in your masculine, what I mean is like overworking, thinking, doing, force energy outward. And so the lower back is keeping all of this tension here. So ask yourself, if you're experiencing this, and listen to your body, allow it to speak to you. And then the last piece that I'll cover on the wisdom of your body is the neck, right here, and throat. So the organ here is the thyroid and the vagus. So the emotion here is all about like expressing your truth. And so what happens when you don't express your truth, when you have tension in your throat and neck, you don't express your truth, and then truth suppression happens. And so the pattern I see with many of my clients is not saying what you feel. And you think that this isn't a big deal, but it literally suppresses the thyroid, the vagus nerve. And then also the pattern I see a lot of is people pleasing and like bracing for conflict. So really ask yourself, what are you seeing amongst your body? How is it trying to speak to you? You can always read, with these many teachings that I went over. And so what I see for a lot of people, like I mentioned, is there is a core memory that's tied to it. And until you release the core memory, you're going to have tension in your body. You're going to feel disconnected. You're going to disassociate. Hello, Teresa. So beautiful to have you here. Hello, Harrison. We're talking about the wisdom of your body. And so wherever you're at, you may want to go back and listen to the beginning parts, but I'll just do a summary right here for the people that just joined. You can understand the wisdom of your body through the emotional map of the body, right? This is what I guide clients through. I help them release energetic imprints in their nervous system that create disease, that create disconnection. But I'm going to go through this really quickly. I already went through it, so go back if you want more detailed. But like if you're experiencing tightness in your chest, that's connected to the organ, your heart and lungs. The emotion there is grief, heartbreak, abandonment, fear of losing someone, or fear of being seen. And so the pattern that I see a lot of is people close themselves off. They block themselves off, and it's more of this protective mechanism of you close yourself off before someone else can hurt you, so you don't have to experience loss, grief, all of that. And everyone has a specific memory tied to this, right? And so how it shows up in the chest, for example, is like push-pull in relationships, emotional shutdown, anxiety in intimacy, fear of vulnerability. I see that a lot with my clients. So with each area in your body, there is an emotion tied to it, an organ tied to it, a memory, and then how it shows up, like a pattern. Right now in this collective right here, I feel a lot of tension and pressure in the shoulders, like, wow. So let's go to the shoulders. But just for a moment, I want you just to breathe into it. Take a deep breath. Breathe into it. For majority of people, they're so disconnected from their body. They don't even know how to connect. This is all my work. I guide you back into your body. Your body has innate and infinite wisdom and knowledge. So just place your hand on your heart, breathe in, breathe out, and come into your body. You might not feel safe doing so. It depends where you're at on the scale of the safety you've created in your body. But for your shoulders, it's connected to your heart and throat meridians. And so the emotion there is responsibility, burden. I have to hold everything together. And the pattern I see amongst many, many people is you do not ask for help. You're the strong one, you're the achiever, you're the perfect one, but your body's always keeping the score. So your ego and mind might think it's cool to not ask for help, but your body is always keeping the score. And how it shows up is chronic tension. I feel this right here for this collective. So I'm speaking to you. Also how it shows up is worrying about others, over-delivering, burnout, and then also having a fear of success because you think success equals responsibility and your body fears responsibility because you've had to carry it your whole fucking life. So this is for you guys. I'm not going to go every single one because I did that before you joined, but this is why you can't mindset your way out of the tension in your body. This is why you feel anxiety, you feel stressed, because your body is holding tension and your nervous system will always override your mind every time. So your mind could be like, I'm safe, I'm loved, everything's good. But your nervous system, your body is like, no, we're not. We have these memories, we have these stored emotions, you see? So it's a disconnect, right? You need to bring it back into harmony. This is all the work I do. DM me VIP if you want to work together one-on-one, or my signature program will guide you, so you can do it yourself and create a new mind-body connection. But everything is energy and motion, and the tension is simply emotion that never was able to move, never was able to process. Think of it like a lake, right? A lake, the water is moving, it's flowing, it's moving this way. But if there's a rock there, then the water gets stuck, and the water's just been stuck there for years. And then it kind of gets it gets dirt in it, it gets inflamed. That's living in your body. So next time you wonder why you feel a certain way, it's not about this present moment, it's about the past, how there's energy still in your body. And so everything is energy and motion. And tension that comes, especially here, is just energy that was never allowed to move. You didn't have the capacity when you were younger. You didn't feel safe enough. And so now the work is allowing that energy to move, right? And so this is literally everything in the foundation of my work. I help you decode the wisdom of your body, understand the emotional meaning behind the sensation so that you can clear it. When you dissolve the energy in your body, like the tension right here, the emotional pattern with it dissolves as well. You release stored tension. And so I help you rewire your limiting beliefs that are tied to all of this and to create a new mind-body connection that feels like peace rather than forcing the puzzle pieces to fit, right? And so this is everything that I do inside my signature program. But you have the ability to listen and learn and understand the wisdom of your body. And so like what we can do short right now is go back, place your hand on your heart, and take a deep breath. Exhale. And just locate a sensation in your body. Just locate that sensation. You know, one of my gifts as an intuitive, as a psychic, is I can feel everything that you're feeling in your body and mind. And I get visions on like where it started, what happened, and this is how I can guide people to release it. But I'm going to allow you to locate that in your body rather than me share, so you can build a connection in with your body. And then I want you just to feel the sensations. What does it feel like? Is it pulsing? Is it squiggling? Is it waves? Is it sharp? Just notice. Just connect with it. And you can now try and notice what the emotion is. And what if this isn't even yours? Majority of us are very, very sensitive humans walking this earth. And when we were younger, we absorbed other people's energy. So chances are you could be feeling shame. And it's not even yours. It is not even yours. I know, it's freaking crazy. And so what you want to do is just be in with your body. Create a connection with your body, even if it's like 5 seconds a day, 30 seconds. And just meet with all the energy. It may feel very, very uncomfortable. It may feel overwhelming. Just do it slow and titrate. There's a word I learned in one of my certifications called titrate. You want to titrate slowly into the space, and just think of yourself like having a light switch. You can lower it, you can up the intensity, but you're in control of you rebuilding the connection in with your body. So if you want deeper help with this, if you want to understand your body, decode the messages, feel better, feel peaceful, feel grounded, feel joy, which is your natural state, by the way, DM me. We can do one-on-one work. So you can DM me VIP, or you can DM me abundance for my 3-day abundance reset. Share any questions that are coming through here, and I'll see what else wants to be shared. There's something that you're not sharing. There's a lot of constriction in the throat. So today, I want you to share something that you haven't been sharing. Maybe it's to yourself. Maybe it's to someone. But I want you to use your voice that God gave you. Okay, that's number one. Let's see what else wants to be shared. Yeah, you're holding on to deep fear in the lower stomach. So there's something that you're really fearful about. There's a lot of intense energy moving in the collective. I will leave at there. I speak from my body. I speak from my heart. I don't speak from my mind. So that's all that wants to be shared on this. But if you want an in-depth reading or in-depth assistance shifting patterns in your body, just DM me VIP. And I will see you next time. This full episode will be posted on my YouTube and podcast. So if you're just joining, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. I highly, highly recommend watching the whole thing. I give you a breakdown of how to decode the wisdom of your body. It's really, really powerful. Each part in your body is tied to an organ, tied to an emotion, tied to a pattern, tied to a memory. And then I break down like how it actually shows up. This episode literally can change your life, and it's literally free. So if you want to dive deeper into any of this, DM me and would love to support you. And I hope you have a magical, amazing day.